Alright, so this is my second patch notes video on the 11th of May. I've made 3 changes according to some feedback. Firstly, as you may have noticed, I've temporarily disabled my face cam to allow me to focus on talking. Secondly, I'm going to be using images when talking about certain points. And lastly, I'm going to continue highlighting text when reading them out, but I'm also going to be highlighting them orange as shown on screen when I'm discussing certain points. Anyways, let's get right into it. Other changes. The bank all option on Tetra Compass caskets will now prioritize adding items to the material storage. This is exclusively talking about materials being sent to the material storage rather than the bank. An ancient casket has been added to the Archaeology Guild office. The casket will temporarily store items from Tetra Compass caskets that the player did not have room for. The location is shown on screen, highlighted in red. It's upstairs in the guild office next to the desk where you use tomes. Now this is primarily useful for storing tomes and having access to them at a later date without having to open an additional Tetra Compass casket. Updated the tooltip for the Dragon Bag special attack to more accurately reflect its effect. I think rewriting convoluted tooltips is a great direction with the intention of making them more intuitive, and I would love to see more. However, there are some issues with this change. So the description does not include the Dragon Battle Axe special attack passive, which gives you 20% more melee damage, 10% more melee damage when zerked, and a minus 10% hit chance that lasts 60 seconds. Now that 60 seconds used to be depicted by a berserk buff icon that is no longer there since post change. When using a fire, the option to cook food was showing logs as the icon. This has been updated to a piece of meat instead. Added the numerical percentage onto the corrupted debuff icon in the Sophanum Slayer dungeon. I was quite curious of this update, so I went to check it out myself and saw no difference in the buff icon nor the description, so I'm not quite sure what this has actually changed. At the request of Clue Hunters, a teleport to Turiel's previous location in Tavli has been added to the spellbook. It currently uses the Trollheim teleport icon. This acts as compensation for the removal of this location's teleport spot using the Slayer cape. Moved the old bank area on the Ranch Out of Time to the new bank chest location. The energized meteorite shard can now only be bought once it's used. You can also now refund the shard by talking to Ezreal with the shard in your inventory. Fixes. Scrimshaw of Aggression now works on Vileblooms. This could potentially open up some full AFK methods for Vileblooms. The underrated feature of this Scrimshaw is that it only aggroes one monster at a time when single target AFKing, compared to using aggro pots in certain spots where you will die using it. Well, that's the end of this week's patch notes, and again, I'd appreciate any kind of feedback. Thank you for watching.